critical care medicine specialist sa St. Luke's, Quezon City, at meron din po siyang advokasya pagdating sa medical literacy. Good morning, Dr. Ana. Magandang umaga po.
Good morning po sa lahat ng nanonood. Thanks for guesting me, Miss Heidi, and I'm happy to see everyone again.
Oo. Dr. Ana, ano po ang parang nilulook forward po ninyo after nitong 2 weeks na parang mas stricter na GCQ sa NCR Plus bubble?
Well, Miss Heidi, all of us are hoping, of course, na bababa po yung rate na ating pong mga COVID infections. Sa talagang sumipa pong paakyat in the last, siguro po, 2 to 3 weeks po, from 1,000 to 2,000, biglang naging, tumaas talaga to 8,000. So it's been very dangerous time. Lahat po tayo, we know somebody ngayon na na-COVID. Hindi na po dati yung nababalitaan lang, ngayon personal na. So I'm really hoping po that this bubble, kailangan natin strict lockdown talaga with ayuda. But I'm still hoping that it could bring down the cases po.
Okay. Parang kayo sa Pampanga, Doktora, parang nag-impose na rin kayo ng stricter na yung mga...
They have done, yes, Miss Heidi, our governor, Governor Pineda has put a house lockdown po. Yung mga may okasyon po, yung big occasions in a function hall, they have to get the permit po sa munisipyo. The smaller functions po sa bahay, they have to get po a permit from the barangay captain. So, unfortunately talaga, this is happening because of greater mobility din po talaga ng mga tao. Siyempre, may na-lockdown fatigue din po. It's tiring, opo. And the third na nakakatakot po talaga, yung prevalence na po ng mga variants of concern now found in Metro Manila.
Okay, at nasa ibang mga regions na rin daw po, Doktora, according to DOH Epidemiology.
Opo, that's even worse po.
Okay. Oo. So paano po natin ma-maximize itong 2 weeks na bubble sa NCR Plus?
Well, definitely we have to take this seriously. Both individually and institutionally. Kung kayo po ay may-ari ng business, you let your personal work from home. Kung kayo po naman ang personal po na apektado, huwag na pong maggagala-gala po na hindi po kailangan. But again, if we are going to impose po a very strict lockdown, kailangan din po ng suporta ng gobyerno. And there is no lockdown po na walang kailangan po talaga ng ayuda. In other countries, they are able to achieve full lockdowns because sa US po meron silang meron po silang yung mga pandemic packages, government support po talaga. So this is definitely something. Madali lang kung magsabi stay at home kung meron kang kinikita. Miss Heidi, paano naman kung arawan ka? How can you stay at home? Ano po ang kikitain at ipapakain niyo po sa pamilya niyo? Already we are 4.5 million unemployed.
Dr. Ana, medyo naglalag po yung inyong internet. Ayan, medyo 4.5 million unemployed.
Yes. So the government really needs to kick in support rin po. Another issue, Miss Heidi, no? I'm taking, there has to be greater support din po for yung mga na-positive. Kasi po kailangan na din natin silang tulungan. If they remain in their homes po, they will infect everybody in the house. Kasi po, itong mga variants na to, dati they used to infect, dati when there's one positive, there's 1 or 2 persons in the home na ma-infect. Ngayon po, nakikita po natin, kung minsan yung buong bahay na po, from the yaya to the kasambahay, to the driver, to the lola, to the... Kumbaga, highly infectious po talaga. So I'm recommending talaga, hanggat maaari, pwede po bang idali na lang po sa government facility. Yung maganda at yung malinis, ha? So that people are not afraid to go. Kasi if they remain in their homes, Miss Heidi, ang hirap.
Oo. Pero kahit daw po quarantine facilities na pupuno na ngayon, Doktora Ana.
Well, then, siguro, di ba dati we converted the PICC and things like that? Opo. Siguro we should look into that again. Kasi remaining at home po is really a big problem.
So buksan ulit yung mga mega
Kumbaga
quarantine facilities
separate the
natin.
positive from the house where they could infect the other family members po. But I would like to stress, yung separation na po yun, hindi naman po pwedeng pangit yung paglalagyan ng mga tao. Otherwise, no one's gonna go, diba?
Pero, doktora, sabi nga po nung iba, yung naging strategy dahil family clustering na ngayon, yung hindi infected ang tinatanggal. Yung mga mas maraming infected sa isang pamilya ang nananatili sa bahay. Kasi nga mas makaka-occupy pa sila ng maraming beds sa isolation or quarantine facilities.
Kaya malungkot yan, Miss Heidi. Dati, isa lang ang linalabas. Ngayon, dahil sa dami nila, hindi na mailabas. There might be 20. This is not good. Opo. Kung umabot na po tayo ng ganon, that's really, really, really not good anymore. Pwede naman po. Kaya lang, saan po natin, the pandemic po, it's a social problem. It is not a health problem. It is a social problem. Kasi po nag-e-encompass talaga ng ating hanap buhay, ng ating family relations, the way we socialize, the way we interact with different persons. We cannot solve these through military means, health means. It has to be a multi-sectoral approach, Ms. Heidi, talaga. Kasi how can people stay home if they're not earning? How can we get better if talagang social problem po siya talaga? And I think we are seeing this. And also another thing that I'd like to emphasize, this is a problem na no man is an island. Kahit gaano pa ho kayaman kayo, even if you're a billionaire, you will be affected in some way by this pandemic. So it's better na magtulungan na lang po tayong lahat. Miss Heidi. Mahirap.
Opo, oo. At yun na nga, sabi nila parang deja vu tayo, tapos mas matindi pa yung sitwasyon natin a year after.
Well, ito lang it's not that I'm excusing the government or what, but this is a worldwide phenomena. Nagkakagulo na po sa Europe, Italy, sabi po ng Germany, this is a new pandemic po with the variants. So it is really a very difficult situation. The only way out, Miss Heidi, the way I see it po, kasi we cannot keep locking down, but we have to work on the vaccine supply po.
Okay. Speaking of vaccines, Doktora, ano ang reaction ninyo dun sa mga sumisingit sa ating priority list ng vaccination?
Well, Miss Heidi, talagang desperate po ang mga tao. And that's not to excuse anyone po na naniningit, siguro, ang advice ko na lang po sa gobyerno, if possible, masikip po talaga yung world market the countries are fighting over each other for the vaccines. Nagkakaroon na po ng very serious fight between the United Kingdom and the European Union over the supply po ng AstraZeneca. They're already accusing one another po of hiding supplies. So talagang hindi po maganda yung situation. For those jumping the line, sana po dumami na lang po yung mga bakuna natin. And we recognize po the priority lists. Pero for the DILG naman and for, I think most of mayors po, yung point naman ng mga mayors, that's what I said, this is a social problem Kasi who will recruit po yung mga seniors na babakunahan? Hindi kaya yung mga barangay captain, barangay health. Yun ang aasahan po natin na maghahakot po. They will be the ones to invite persons to get vaccinated. Paano ka makaka-invite? Ikaw mismo hindi ka nabakunahan. Alam mo yon, Miss Heidi, I also understand both sides It is very difficult to tell people na, kasi sila lalo na yung mga nakatira po sa barangay, those a little elderly, not so, syempre they are afraid. They will ask you, mauna ka muna. Ang dami yung nasabi talaga, ikaw muna, So it's really hard po to be an enthusiastic, tara na, come here, it's safe, ganon. People will ask you, ikaw nga, hindi ka pa nabakunahan. Ang hirap pong i-explain sa normal na tao na I'm trying to follow the priority list. So I hope that we just have more vaccines so that ma-expand po ng konti yung ating pong priority list to include those, siguro po yung mga maghakot, sana sila rin po, isama na rin po sa priority. So may karapatan po sila maghakot. So ang hirap pong maghakot na ikaw mismo, you did not undergo the procedure. Diba? So,
pero
I'm
i-accept kaya
dumami
yun?
dumami po yung ano. Otherwise,
Yung
we
supply.
Yes, dumami po yung supply so that we can loosen po our we can expand. I don't want to say loosen. We can expand our priority list to include po those who will be the ones recruiting persons to join the vaccines. There's really a lack. So, pero nakikita ko naman, Miss Sadie, sa akin by the 3rd or 4th trimester of the year, feeling ko dadami ho yung mga bakunang yan eh. Kasi the countries, the UK, the US, and the other bigger countries, tapos na sila. So that will free up a huge supply. Plus, there are so many vaccines po in the pipeline. So, dadami rin ho ng dadami yung supply niyan. And I foresee po by the end of 3rd, 4th quarter, ang dami na siguro po. Or at least, I wouldn't say marami, but definitely more po.
Kasi by that time, 3rd or 4th quarter, darating na yung mga binili natin.
Yes, and darating na po yung mga binili natin. Also, kasi what we are using for donated vaccines, so we also have to, kasi may guidelines din po yan from the WHO, we have to follow that. Now, pagdating po ng mga vaccines na binili natin, since we bought them, we can set the rules. Which are, again Miss Katie, why I say this is a social problem, pati ho yung pagbabakuna, it's a social issue eh. Hindi lang po siya health issue. Kasi yes, tayo bilang doktor, bilang mga edukadong tao, we understand the need for vaccines. But it is a social issue to be able to let people accept. And then number 2, baka maging enthusiastic pa to get vaccines. So it's not just as simple as, andito yung mga bakuna, nasa na kayo. Hindi po ganun. Our vaccine history has been unfortunately tainted by Dengvaxia. So, ano po tama po yun, there is a huge vaccine hesitancy. Sana nga may national study tayo on how to address this.
Oo. Pero tatanggipin kaya yon ng COVAX facility, yung excuse na meron mga mayor na nagpaturok to boost the confidence ng mga health workers na ayaw i-accept yung certain brand ng bakuna. Kasi ang danger nga, yun nga po baka hindi nila tayo bigyan ulit sa COVAX facility, unahin na lang nila sa ibang bansa kasi nga hindi natin nasunod yung parang condition po nila na dapat health workers muna.
Well, I'm not saying that we should give that as an excuse. I'm saying that that is a problem for the Philippines, which is not a problem in the rest of the world. Kung wala naman Dengvaxia nangyari sa ibang lugar, di ba? Tayo lang ang magaling na gumawa ng Dengvaxia problem natin. I would like to tell you that problem was made by Filipinos. That problem can only be fixed by Filipinos. So it's up to the government po. If those are the rules, then dapat i-implement po ng DILG ng mabuti. But again, once we purchase our own vaccines, I think we'll be able to set guidelines po which are unique to our culture and which will work for us. Kasi po, as I said, and I truly believe this, the pandemic is culture-based. It's even age-based. We experience it in different ways as to different cultures. So our solution will also be culture-based and dependent po sa ugali, sa paniniwala, at sa pagkakaisa po ng mga Pilipino. You cannot, ito po sa mga doktora, you cannot impose po a world, iba po talaga. We just has to be adapted. I'm not saying it to be adapted in an unfair manner. Hindi naman ho ganun, na papayagan po yung unahan or what. But let's understand po where we are coming from, na mahirap po talaga yung situation dito sa Pilipinas because of the
Okay. Doktora,
the government has to think of ways to build and boost confidence. Kulang talaga.
One more thing po, dahil nga po sa hirap ng sitwasyon ngayon, yung ibang mga kababayan natin, out of desperation, ay nagre-resort po sila sa ibang pamamaraan kung paano sila maproprotektahan laban sa COVID or paano sila makakasurvive. Ilang araw na rin po namin pinag-uusapan yung ivermectin. And yesterday po, may call po ang HPAC, yung Health Alliance Professionals Against COVID-19, na sa mga kapwa niyo po, doktor, na huwag pong magdebate, huwag mag-away-away tungkol po sa visa ng gamot na ito kasi ongoing pa yung study. Your thoughts po?
Well, I'm using ivermectin for my dogs. Kasi po, my dogs have demodectic mange, yung skin disease po ng aso. So 3 weeks ago, binigyan po, may video pa nga ako nagbabakuna ng aso eh. So there is it's widely used po in veterinary practice. Ang advice ko po sa mga tao is let's wait po muna for the proper studies. Do not buy po yung mga tinitindang tablets na hindi po natin alam kung saan ang galing. Also, do not use the ivermectin for dogs. Pang dogs po yan at pang tao. May mangyayari po talagang masama sa inyo if you do this. Unfortunately, why are other doctors pushing medicines? Bakit sila po yung importer, Miss Heidi? There's always a money angle and that's sad. And then number 2 po, when the situation is very difficult, people will really reach out po for all sorts of things. Natural lang po yan. Panahon pa po ng smallpox and even in the 15th or whatever 18th century, pag may plague po talaga or what we call, nagkaroon po ng smallpox, nagkaroon po ng plague, from rats, people will really turn po to what is parang what they think could help pero hindi pa po proven. Kasi out of desperation, out of wala na pong maitulong yung gobyerno, and it's really hard for us bilang laymen. Ang hirap po when the laymen hear from the doctors kasi we expect doctors to know everything, di ba? 2021 ano ba? Kaya nga may doktor eh. It's really hard po for normal people to hear doctors say na we don't know, na we have to wait, na we are still testing. It's hard for us to accept that because we tend to think na science can solve everything. Ito po nga nangyari sa pandemic, nagulat po tayo. Imagine in this modern world, merong ganito. But unfortunately, if we study history, it's common. So talaga pong sana walang money angle, but I do suspect that there is one. Number 2, let's wait for the proper studies kasi baka may makasama pa po. Please don't use animal medications on yourself. You're not a dog. No, yesterday was World Puppy Day. So don't do that, okay? And number 4, mahirap talaga, Ma'am Heidi, biro mo yung pinag-aralan po ng napakaraming scientifico. Ayaw ng mga tao. Yun yung bakuna. Pero yung hindi po napag-aralan pa at yung mismong gumagawa si Merck, Merck issued a statement na they are the makers of ivermectin but they're asking persons to wait. So I cannot understand bakit yung naaprubahan po ng gobyerno ayaw natin pero yung hindi po naaprubahan yun ang gusto natin. But ganun ang tao, di ba? So that's just it. Opo.
Oo, sabi nga nila, ang katwiran, my body, my choice.
Well, that's a nice thing to say, but your body doesn't exist in a vacuum, okay? Ito nga po, no? COVID has taught me one thing. It is that your body's not alone in this world. Sana it was, okay? But your body, and your hininga also affects other bodies, okay? So, unless we protect everybody, nobody will be protected. Maganda kung pag-isipan niya.
Okay. Final message na lang, Doktora. Paano ba tayo lalaban pa dito sa pa-extend po nating pandemic?
Well, realize that pandemics take time. Realize po that this is a worldwide phenomena and not unique to the Philippines. Realize po now we are all frustrated, sad, and tired. But realize po that there is hope, especially if we work together. You can be an agent of change. You are an influencer po to your family, to your friends, to your community. So do not lose hope po. The actions of one person can change a lot.
Thank you, Dr. Ana. God bless you.
Kayo na lang po. Ang dami niyo nang ginagawa.
Next time po ulit, Doktora.
Yes, ma'am.
Stay safe. Nakausap po natin si Dr. Ana York Bondok dito po sa Oras na Pilipinas. Sa oras na 7:41